What's up guys, Arctic Little Bean here, bringing you my first tutorial. Gonna be about Cinema 4D. You just saw this little preview I gave you. It was the ground crack effect thingy I just used in my recruitment video for Arctic Empire. I think it's such a sick effect. But before we start, I just want to say that you're gonna be needing a plugin called Thorsey. Thorsey is a plugin made by Nitroman. I think it's such a sick plugin. You can do lots and lots of things with it. So sick work, bro, on that plugin. And yeah, you basically gonna need this plugin. If you don't have it, go to his website, just Google Thorsey, and it's a free plugin here, so don't have to worry. Just get it, and yeah, so let's get this started. Simply, first off, you want to go to your render settings and change this to whatever you like 1280 by 720. Gonna stick with this and change the frame rate to 60. I can only choose 60 in my Cinema 4D R12, I don't know why. I type in 59.94, it always changes to 60. And we want to change this to all frames. All frames. So, basically it. Now let's get done with this tutorial. Simply hold Alt and left mouse button to center this up. Just gonna do it barely. This is looking good. Then you want to go to your light icon. Hold left mouse button, go to background. So then we have our background, but it has no texture on it. So you want to go to here, to new material, data, new material, double click the material, and just go to color, click these three little dots, and now you can import a texture. So I will be using a screenshot of the map Arcaden, just you saw in my intro. My preview, you want to click no on this one, we don't want to have this. Maybe your Cinema 4D can froze if you click yes on that simply message, and you want to uncheck specular. So we got ourselves our texture, our little screenshot. Just hold left mouse button and drag it onto our background. Then go to this little cube icon, hold left mouse button and choose a cube. Now we want to mess a little bit with the settings right here. Just gonna do for X, I'm gonna go with 800. Also the Z, I want to go with 800 as well. And for Y, I'm going to choose 20. Drag it a little bit down so we can have this as our floor. And if we render this out, we see, it doesn't look too good. Simply drag the texture you just used for your background, drag it onto your cube. And then you want to go to your texture, just click your texture right here. Go to your texture text. And you want to change the mapping to frontal. This is already looking pretty good, but still we have this ugly shadow going on. To fix that, simply right click your cube, go to Cinema 4D text, and you want to go to settings. Settings, where are my settings? There. Obviously I have the German version of Cinema 4D, that's why this is looking a little bit weird. But anyways, just go to your settings, change these two, uncheck self-shadowing and compositing background. You want to click compositing background. And if we render this out, we see our cube just disappeared. This is exactly the effect we're going for. Simply create a text, MoGraph, MoText. Not going to make this looking that good. I just simply go with tutorial. Increase the depth to about 60, some fillet caps on this. Put this to 3, 6, 3 and 6. This is looking good. Just barely center this. We want to choose a font as well. I'm going to choose Perfect Dark. Pretty cool font. You should definitely get it. Looks like this. Oh, this text is a little huge. Just go to this little tool, it's the scale tool. Hold your left mouse button and drag it down, drag your mouse down, and then it will be a little smaller so we can actually use this. Again, Perfect Dark, pretty cool font, definitely should get it. Just go to thefont.com, Google it, and just type in Perfect Dark something. I call it Perfect Dark, but you will find the font. It's pretty sick. So now we have our basic scene set up, and this is where the magic happens. Go to your cube, highlight it, go to Plugins, Throssy, and you want to increase the pieces to about 200, because I think if you choose less pieces it just looks shit. Random seed, blah blah blah, everything on default. Then you want to go to the dynamics tag and change the mode to on collision. What this will do is, if an object like our text will hit the ground, it will simply fall apart and crack into these pieces we were just creating with Throssy. And yeah, if this is done, Throssy has done its work. Just simply close it. We don't need this anymore. And oh, I forgot to get a little. Anyways, I've actually. I'm going to make a simple texture for my text. Just go again to data, new material, double click the material. I said double click the material. And uncheck specular again. Just gonna choose, I don't know, maybe something like pretty light blue. I like light blue colors. This is looking good. Just gonna make it a little bit glossy, 50%. Drag the texture again, hold left mouse button, drag it onto your text, let go, and we have our text thingy going on something. Anyways, now you want to drag up your text as high as you can. And go to your text again, highlight it, right click, Cinema 4D text. What am I talking? You want to go to the dynamic tags and choose dynamics body. So what this will do, comes down, boom, cracks the ground, pretty sick. And what I just noticed is that if you render this out, you still have this shit. But to change that, we obviously want to right click, Cinema 4D tags. Again, go to your settings and just change this. Self-shadowing, uncheck, check compositing background. And this will get rid of this ugly shadow you just saw. I don't know if I forget it. Ah, it looks pretty nice, I think. Looks pretty good. Yeah, and this is basically it. Just another quick tip. I just saw this. If you have these, these ugly white inside edgy thingies, it's just the material that Throssy created. It will always be this white fucking ugly color. You just want to create another new material. You can basically do two things. First, uncheck specular, then you can do two things. You go to texture and load an extra texture of maybe a rock or something you just created. Simply load a texture and do your texture thingy, or just like I do, I create, I don't know, maybe like light grayish color. Maybe also get this some gloss, 20%, 25% actually. 15. This is looking good. Just not too much, otherwise it will just look fake. Just get a texture and drag it onto the cube. I wouldn't recommend that you use this glossy effect then. Just simply highlight your texture, hold Alt left mouse button and drag it just across this Throssy texture. Just drag it on top and it will automatically replace this ugly light gray or white color Throssy had, and simply will replace it with the image or the texture you created or just load it from your background. So this is basically it. I hope you could learn a little bit. You know, you obviously want to twix this part out. You know, when it hits the ground, move like 3 or 4 frames forward and then stop the animation. You just go to your render settings again and you want to choose from 0 to round about 27. Just render that out, frame rate 60, and you obviously want to twixter it out a little bit. Otherwise, if you just render this whole project, it will just look shit, because as you can see, if I render this out, it just doesn't look too good. So I would recommend like frame 27 to 30, something about like this. Render it out, twixter it, and it will just look awesome. So anyways guys, I hope I could help you a little bit with this cool actually ground crack effect. And yeah, I hope you have a great day and see you.